Morning, everybody. Hope you're well. I did open the show earlier, but there wasn't so many people there. Just a quick reminder, I'm Ewan Thomas. Hello, everybody. I'm going to be your host up here all day, and we've got some brilliant speakers. We've already had one speaker here chatting everything you're going to need to know about cats if you're here looking for a cat. Who is a cat owner? Hands up. Who already owns cat? Yeah, of course you do. Two hands up there. Well, someone over there needs 7 hands, but yeah. You're going to meet some wonderful people. We had Jackie Edwards on stage earlier, and just a reminder, everybody who you hear on stage here is possibly most likely to be in Speaker's Corner as well. So there will be a chance to do some questions and answers with our brilliant guests. But if you're feeling a little bit shy, you want to speak to them in private, then they will be in Speaker's Corner so you can grab them afterwards. Right, without further ado, I'm going to welcome onto stage now a brilliant duo who are going to talk to you about how to enrich the lives of your cats. Now, lots of people think, I'll get a cat because it's so much easier than owning a dog. That isn't necessarily the case, but they're going to talk to you all about ownership of a cat, how to make your life easier, how to make their life happier as well. They can do a fireside chat, and then afterwards there will be a chance to ask them some questions, so make sure you listen carefully and get your questions ready. So please welcome onto the stage the brilliant Amanda, who also likes to be known as KittySitty. I've said that carefully, just in case, and the brilliant Louisa. Welcome them on stage. Thank you.
Hi everyone.
Hello everybody, welcome to our talk on cat enrichment. I'm joined by the lovely Amanda Campion, who is a clinical cat behaviourist. So she knows all about cats, what to do with them, and how the best way to look after them are. So we're just going to have a little chat, and then you can ask lots of questions afterwards, and hopefully we'll be able to help you with how to look after your cats. I personally have 4 cats at home, 2 Maine Coons and 2 Moggies. I think I do pretty well, but I'm sure Amanda can give me lots of top tips on how I can make their lives a lot better. So, Amanda, I mean, the first thing is, I think my cats are really happy, but why do I need to enrich my cats in the home? You know, what do I need to do?
Well, firstly, can I just say, I was expecting a fireside chat with tea and cakes, and you failed miserably.
Oh dear.
Enriching your cat's environment is really important. It reduces stress. It gives them something else to think about in their day, other than, you know, they've got 24 hours in a day, 16 is probably spent sleeping, and then they've got 8 hours to poop, wee, groom, eat, and then what do they do with the rest of that time? So if you've got a cat that's hyperfixated on a neighbour's cat that's coming in the neighbourhood, or, you know, they're anxious, they'll just consistently worry about those items.
Yeah.
So if you can actually enrich your cat's environment, because they're natural predators and they're very active by nature, by putting enrichment, and this is a buzzword, and not a lot of people think, oh, I need to do something more for my cat. It's not an easy option, folks. You know, it's not just get a cat and put it out the back door at 10 o'clock.
Give it some food, pick the best food for it.
It'll be fine.
So how will I know how much enrichment my cat actually needs and how much it wants? Because can I over-enrich my cat? Can I give it too much to play with?
Over-enrichment is rare, I'll be honest, but you can overstimulate a cat. So in terms of lasers, some people will just use a laser because it's easy and it gets the cat moving. But that can lead to a lot of frustration. So in that, if you want to use a laser, if you use it mid-play, in a play sequence, and always end the laser on something malleable that the cat can grip in its mouth, then that avoids frustration. So, and you won't get that overstimulation. But I like to coin a phrase, be cat-led always. So if you've got an older cat, the cat isn't going to need as much enrichment or to the same extent that a kitten would do.
Yeah. I often find that my older cats, which are Maine Coons, the younger ones are just Moggies, they're stable cats. And we'll play with the stable cats, and the Moggies sort of turn around and, the Maine Coons, turn around and kind of think, oh, I want a bit of that. I'm going to come and play. Is that something that's quite common when you start, if you've got a multi-cat household?
If you've got a
start and everyone joins in?
Yeah, well, it's really important because cats will learn by watching other cats play. But if you've got a multi-cat household, and it's so important to have individual play, because you'll find that one cat is more confident than the other, and I bet everybody can relate to that here, that you've got a more confident cat and a quieter cat. So if you bring your cat wand out, the more confident cat is going to jump on that, and the other cat is just going to be sitting back, and it won't be benefiting from the enrichment. So it is really important to schedule single independent
play. A bit of me
play.
time.
A bit of me time,
me
a bit of
time.
one-to-one bonding, and put a bit of cat TV on if you want to enrich your cat's life, and that's a great way to wake your cat up to the prey sequence. And there's a brilliant channel on YouTube called Patsy's Garden. It's filmed in the UK, and lots of big pigeons and great stimulation for the cats.
See, I have to be honest, I do use cat TV, which is, I've got one of those swinging bird tables outside the window, and so I make sure I feed the birds, and the cats are sitting there watching. Watch their tails going like this all the time. So they like a bit of bird TV, so when I'm going out, I make sure I've fed the birds, I'm doing my bit for the birds, and then the cats get their fun as well, so that's quite good. But I do have a toy box for them, several, full of toys, which is overflowing, and there are so many different toys here today. I think any cat is going to be happy, so please do. Think of your cat, shop till you drop. It's not that long till that Christmas word, so maybe we could start thinking about stockings for the cats, which is really important. Mustn't forget those. But do I need to buy, I shouldn't say this, there's lots of stallholders here, but do I really need to buy all these toys, or can I do something at home? Is there something I've got at home that's a household object that might work just as well?
Well, the stall holders have all given me £1 to say, yes, you do have to go and buy all of these toys. So, yeah, go and buy everything. In all honesty, no, you don't. And I've got some great examples here. So can anyone guess what this is? I don't know if anybody's seen my videos, you'll probably know. Do you know what it is? What is it? Yeah, that's right. It's the top, and there was two of these, the top of a paint can that comes through the post from Amazon. So
Amazon packaging put to good use, everybody.
Absolutely,
fantastic. It's not just the box.
Not just the box. So the box, you could use the box with all the paper in. But this is a great little forager. Also, the egg carton, that's another great one. And instead of buying these, which are wonderful, by the way. These are the hide-and-seek treat feeders, and you hide these around the house, and you encourage your cat to go and hunt for food in the home. But what you can do, and if anyone's seen the video, you'll know what I did on Fast Forward, cut little holes in this, pinch the end up, fill it with kibble, pinch the other end, and there you go. And that's something great that the kids can do as well. So
perfect if you're going out and you're going to be out for a few hours and you might have a young kitten or something, and that's quite a good stimulant, and they get some treats as well. Yeah,
another thing that is calorie-free is Pet Buddy on the Alexa app.
It's what?
Pet Buddy.
Pet Buddy, what's that?
Yeah. So it's a really cool app if anyone's got an Echo or Alexa device, and you can set the skill to what species you have, dog, cat, what the name is. And then there's different modes that you can put it on, and I like to use the daycare mode because it fills the house with different household noises, and then it rotates between white noise, nature sounds, and relaxing, calming music.
So it's not completely quiet, so they're not feeling like, I've been left, no one loves me. There's a bit of stimulation, kind of noise, because the cats are used to so much noise through the daily goings on in a household, whether you've got children, whether you're in and out all day. Lots of people are working at home now, so we have separation anxiety when you do go to work for those couple of days, or if you have to go work full time. Obviously after COVID, that was a massive issue with our pets. So it's really nice to know that there is that app there that makes them feel like they are okay. And I think the misconception that cats are just fine, you just leave your cat, say goodbye, have a nice day, go off to work and come back again, unlike a dog, where you have to be home in a couple of hours and you need to have the radio on for it, keep it company. Cats are the same. They do need that company. They might sit on the tower or on the windowsill or hide on the bed, but they like to know you're around in the house, don't they?
Cats love the predictability of routine, and that gives them security. So just a simple thing, every time I go out, I'll put Pet Buddy on for them. I'll lay out a snuffle mat, one I've got here, or a snuffle ball. So these act as foragers as well, and these are obviously, you can buy these, but if you don't want to buy them, you've got the free ones as well. So,
And is this something that you might put catnip in as well?
it depends. So for something like, not all cats will respond to catnip, and also if you've got a multi-cat household and you've got aggression issues in the home, then probably catnip is not the best because it's a stimulant. If you go for something more calming,
Like a valerian or something?
valerian, in the Happy Kitty blankets, there's a secret blend. She won't tell me what's in it, but that works on the science of zoo pharmacognosy.
Okay.
That's really difficult to say when you've had a drink. And it's that cats will go out and self-medicate with different cat attractants.
Yeah.
So valerian spray or pet remedy spray, something like that, and then get your treats, freeze-dried sprats, freeze-dried rabbit ears. You can roll them up in there. I know it's not for everybody, but it's great enrichment for the cats.
Yeah, they love it. They feel like they're hunting, don't they?
Absolutely, and there's the sensory experience of that for a cat. So they've got the texture of it, they've got the crunch, and they've also got the smell.
Yeah. And if I've got, I'm thinking of expanding my cat household. The husband doesn't know this yet, but he will soon.
Oh dear.
But I've been rather taken by several of the cats in the Hope Alley. So a rescue cat. I'm bringing that cat into a household of 2 big Maine Coons, 2 little Moggies. They're all adults. What would I need to do with my rescue cat? Is my rescue cat going to adapt in the same way? Do I need to be more cautious about that? Is there any type of enrichment that I need to start gently with? What would you recommend in that case with a rescue?
Great question. And this applies for anybody who's going to be getting, hopefully, a rescue cat. We don't know the antecedents of a rescue cat. We don't know what their life has led them to this place that they are now. They could have been abused. They could have been neglected, which obviously is the similar thing. So once you've done your positive staged introduction, and that's really important, don't just go, hey cat, meet your new brother or sister, because once they've had a negative experience, you then have to unpick that. So it's always good if you start off with, I mean, this is a very in-depth subject. I could talk half an hour just on this alone.
We could talk so much about it.
But you need to do non-visual introduction first, and if anybody wants to see the introduction playlist on my TikTok account, there's a full details on there. But then your rescue cat, because we don't know what experiences it's had, it would be cat-led and introduce different sounds, different toys, very, very slowly. You may find that just a loud noise from a toy is going to make that rescue cat reactive.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important just to start off very, very slowly with your rescue cat.
And I guess not have too many things, because I guess to overstimulate a rescue cat would be the worst thing.
But that's the same with any cat, Louisa, because you don't want to. It's just like having a toddler. When you walk into the play area and the toys are everywhere, they'll get bored. So it's really crucial to rotate cats' toys every single day.
Exactly. It's like when it's birthday or Christmas time, they open them all up, and then we all know if we've got children, you put a few away, because then after a while you bring them out again and they think it's their birthday again. It's fabulous. So I think that's the same with the toys. Mine do that.
Absolutely.
There's a few right at the very bottom that they tend to rummage themselves and get them out the basket. And then they will get a few different ones out. And it's quite interesting that they do rummage, almost like they're looking for a particular toy, which always blows my mind that there is a toy they desperately want.
Very often I'll suggest, if you're out at work all day and you just think, how am I going to manage to do this? Get a shoebox or a plastic container and put the days of the week on the front, and put each individual toys for that day.
That's a good idea, like a pill pot thing.
Yeah, exactly. So then you know that Monday's toys are in there, and then you put them away at the end of Monday and you bring out Tuesday's toys.
I'm loving the organisation here, Amanda. I don't think I'm quite that organised.
It's really, really good.
I can try though. It can be my kind of good deed. I'm going to do that. So I've got children. I'm sure lots of other people here have children as well. He's older now. He's 12, so he's very much in tune with the cats. The kittens are actually his. What can I do with the cats with children? How can they really help to enrich? Because it's part of a learning curve for them, learning how to look after animals and how to be around them. Because it's quite a thing when you introduce an animal with children as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, on the other end of that, pet loss is likely to be the first grief that a child
Yeah,
will,
absolutely.
so to build up that bond, it's the first bond that a child will create of its own with another living creature. So I think making sure that your child is handling the cat correctly, educating them how to introduce themselves to the cat, let the cat come to them.
Yep.
And wand play is really good, but teaching your child to move the wand away so then that it's at arm's length, so there won't be any kitten claws inadvertently scratching your child. Rolling little balls for them so the cats are moving away, and maybe they could teach the kitten to bring, or cat to play fetch with them. It's a great way to build a bond. And of course, making toys
Yes.
and things. I mean, the toilet roll holder or something like that. Encouraging your child to be actively involved in the enrichment, the feeding, the grooming. There's no area that a child can't be involved in from very early on. Obviously, it's age dependent, so you wouldn't get a toddler, you wouldn't expect them to feed the cat or anything like that.
No, you can't put that on their chore list quite yet. No, I think that's great. And we do have Kitty Academy that is going on all through the Cat Show Live today, where we will be covering some of those topics. So if there's any children with you and you want to work with them, we've got some lovely, should we call them celebrity stuffed cats, that they can work with and work with those cats rather than the live variety. So they can practice their handling skills and getting used to having cats there as well. So we've talked about bird TV and having enrichment outdoors, but my cats are indoor cats. They only go outside under supervised access. But do we think cats who have outdoor access get as much enrichment as the guys who are inside? Or it's a contentious issue because some people live in places where they can allow their cats to go out. Some people have catios and protected pet and all sorts of different things. But are those guys getting the much better life, or is it that we can give them, everyone can have a great life depending on whether they're in or out?
Absolutely, indoor or out. I mean, what the outdoor cats are getting, obviously they're getting more sensory enrichment, but when they come into the home, if it's dark nights or bad weather, those cats are still going to want enrichment in the home. And likewise, there's different ways. You mentioned protect a pet. I mean, not everybody can have a cat-proof garden if they're in rented accommodation. There are catios, even portable ones that you could put up if you wanted to have your cat to experience the outdoors. But just a window ajar with a safety catch is good because they're getting that outdoor sensory experience.
Fresh air.
Exactly. So fresh air is really, really important and one of the welfare needs that should be met with their cat. So I think to answer that question is whether they're indoors or out, at some point they're going to be indoors, so they need the same level of enrichment.
Perfect. And I think we're going to open up the floor in a moment for Q&As, questions from you guys. But just to sum up, Amanda, what would your 3 top tips for enrichment for cats be?
No pressure. Okay, elevated resting places where the cat can go and obviously rest. They are predators, but they are prey too, so they feel very vulnerable. So to have a high perch is really good. And if you get them with a tall sisal pole, then they get that really
nice stretch.
Because I didn't cover that actually in enrichment, but that's a whole other topic about scratching. I could talk about scratching forever. Scratching is really important for a cat, so I think to make sure you provide tall, robust cat trees is crucial, not only for their stress, also yours, because it gives your carpet a rest.
And the arm of the sofa, the favourite place.
I think rotating the toys as well. I know I've covered that as well. And providing a variety of different sensory experiences. I mean, you've perhaps been wondering what this is. No, I'm not selling it, but it's you can use a Pyrex dish or something, fill it with water, bottle tops on the top and put your cat treats in. So this is a sensory experience because then the cats like to play in water, and if it's warm weather, they'll get the water on the paws, and then they're getting sneaky bits of hydration in as well. So I think
That's a very top tip. I like that
have I covered all three there?
I think you have. I think we can open the floor to questions. So if anybody's got any questions, my two lovely crew members will come around with the mics. If anyone's got any questions for Amanda.
Can you only give me the questions that I know the answers to, please?
We go, gentleman over there.
So we've got 2 cats, and they've got scratch posts galore, toys galore, but when we're at work, they seem to just scratch the wallpaper.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
They're scratching. They've got scratch posts and lots of toys at home, but when they go to work, they're scratching the wallpaper.
Oh, okay. What type of cat tree have you got?
We've got a massive scratch, like, tower, and then we've got a couple of little posts around the house.
Okay, so you've answered the question that it is a tall and robust cat tree. That's really good, because sometimes people will go off and buy something maybe that's not going to cut the mustard with a cat. So you could try spraying it with Pet Remedy. If you've just got, have you got 2 cats in the home, you say? So catnip is an attractant, and that could work, but whilst you're out at work, it may be that there'll be conflict as well. Try putting the cat tree, if you can, near the area that the cat is scratching. There's a product called Ideal 365, which, again, you'll find it on my TikTok channel. If you water that down with water, you can spray the wallpaper, let it dry, and then that will remove all the cat scent, because in the interdigital glands of their paws, they're going to be scenting. So, and therefore you'll get learned behaviour, and they'll consistently want to overmark all the time. Another thing you could do is get a sock on your hand and wipe the cat's mouth, both sides, and then go and wipe the wall where the cat is scratching, because then you're transferring their scent onto that wall. Have you got synthetic pheromone diffusers in the home?
We have had some in the past, but we haven't been using it recently.
Yeah, I think that would be quite good as well, because for whatever reason, I would guess it's learned behaviour that, okay, this is where I scratch, so I'm going to scratch there. So remove the scent, try and move the cat tree, if you can, next to the wall. If that isn't possible, then perhaps putting a horizontal cat scratcher there and encourage some scenting, but definitely get some synthetic pheromone diffusers in, because they will help.
Brilliant, thank you.
I think there's some really nice top tips there. Has anyone else got any questions for Amanda? Lady down here at the front.
Hi.
Hello again.
Hello.
Hi. What would be your tips to help with aggression in the house?
Okay, is this cat to human, or is it cat to cat? Cat to cat. Are they both neutered? Okay. Is there a particular time that, sorry, I'm going to be asking loads of questions. Is there a particular time that the aggression happens?
When they block each other on the stairs, for example, or
Okay.
block each other into rooms. So if one is in a room they feel safe in, the other will stand in the doorway and not let them leave or go up and down the stairs. And there's been a history of spraying in the house, even after being neutered, both female as well.
Yeah. So this sounds like resource guarding, and obviously you've got one cat that's more confident there. So I would get something that would underpin their basic environment. So synthetic pheromone, Pet Remedy, and then I would try and bring them together using treats. So I've got a big snuffle mat it's actually meant for dogs, but to load treats up on it where they can forage together, or even 2 of the licky mats, but place them far apart. So this is not food. You're not feeding them together. So there is thoughts that on some processes when it comes to introduction that you should feed your cat closer and closer and closer. That actually is the wrong thing to do. It actually creates tension because you're not giving them a choice not to eat. So
Do they do anything together? Are they friendly at any time?
They will eat in the same room. So they both eat in the kitchen with one bowl on one side of the room and the other on the other side. But every now and again, I mean, just last week, one refused to eat for 2 days, and it's because the other one was in the room, which is very new. But then after 2 days, she brought a mouse in and was over it.
yeah.
She went and got her own dinner.
I'd make sure they have their own zones, very much so, and don't worry too much if they are having that sort of cat-cat conflict. That is normal. You've chosen that they live together. It's just like us going into the Big Brother house. We don't know who our housemates are going to be. It's just if you can try not to be reactive and support them, increase your level of enrichment as well, independently. I think that will really, really help. And you'll find that cat tensions in a multi-cat household, it's very transient. So you may escalate and then get a little bit less as they get older. But work with it and try not to be reactive, okay?
Any other questions? Oh, everyone now. Okay, we'll go over here now, lady here. And then I'm coming to you, and then I'm coming to you.
Hiya. I've got just one cat. She's got real bad separation anxiety with me. When I leave the house, 20 minutes of crying. She's taking to peeing on my bed every now and then when I'm not there. She has toys. She has people with her all day that just aren't me. I've got the Fellaway diffuser, interactive toys. I just didn't know if you had any tips of anything else that might help her.
Anxious
Sounds like
cat.
she loves her mummy a lot.
So it's separation anxiety. Okay, so create a routine whereby when you go and leave the home, that you give high reward enrichment. So something that she doesn't get any other time. Happy Kitty blanket might be ideal for that. So when you go out the room, she gets something. Make sure that you're loading your snuffle mat up, put your Pet Buddy on, or just classical music or a Radio 5 that's just dulcet tones. Make sure you've got your Fellaway or your Comfort Zone diffuser in alongside Pet Remedy. So very often clients will say, well, I've got this cat and I've just plugged it in and nothing's happened. If it's more than that and she needs more help, consider something like nutraceuticals like Anxitane, which is an amino acid called L-theanine, and that works along the GABA pathway and it helps regulate the serotonin in the brain. And in anxious cats, there's been studies done to prove it's not a placebo pill, it really does work. So Anxitane alongside Comfort Zone, Pet Remedy, or your Fellaway Optimum, as well as a regular, predictable routine, may really help.
Okay, thank you.
That help.
Okay.
Lady with the lovely leopard print dress on. Do you want to go to the lady just up there?
Hi.
Hello.
So we live in a multi-cat household. We've recently got a kitten. He's now 5 months old. Our residential cat is being a bit hit and miss with him, but the problem we have with him is that he's incredibly greedy. He just steals food. We cannot leave anything out, and our residential cat will swat him, but when it comes to food, she just walks away and he will just indulge everything, and it's a real issue that we've got because it's creating tension between both of them as well. And I'm struggling, I won't lie.
Okay, what can we do with that? Greedy kitten sounds like it's having a growth spurt to me.
You will find with cats and kittens that they have a motivator. It'll either be food or it'll be play. You've obviously got the food motivator, so you've got to look at foragers, hide and seek feeders, slow feeders. You know, if you're feeding wet food or fresh, make sure you're mushing it in. Really make that kitten work hard and hide the food around the home as well. I know that sounds simplistic, but it really will help.
We do all of that.
Okay. Is there any other level of enrichment? Can you actually start thinking about playing games and make it the games part of a food puzzle? You know, where you're actually throwing it and then the kitten goes and gets it, and then maybe you hide it, maybe different levels. Look at dog puzzle feeders as well.
Like a Kong kind of thing.
Yeah, if you've got a smart, something like this, again, that's for dogs, but that's quite a hard thing for a cat to do. So up your ante and making sure that you're really making your
Make
cat
them work
hard.
for it.
So
Work for his
Absolutely.
butt.
that thing where it's got chews and he has to spin them to get all the biscuits out.
Yeah, they're quite easy. I know the one
okay.
you mean. Yeah, they're about a level 1, so yeah, they're quite easy. You need to go.
You need to go higher on the Krypton factor, I think.
have a look at some of the Nina Otterson dog cat toy dispensers. Then really make your kitten work hard for the food.
Noted. Okay,
All right.
thanks.
Good luck.
And there was a question just down here, the lady just here in the blue jumper. Thank you. If you want clarification on any of the products that Amanda's talked about, she's on the KittySitty stand, which is, what number are we?
31.
31. Stand 31. It's over in the left-hand corner over there. What's your question?
Hi. So I have a couple of them, hopefully only short. One of them is that when I first got my 2 cats, I've had them for about a couple months, they're both rescues. Even though I provided sort of multiple options for scratching, multiple sturdy different levels of a scratching post, some that were super tall, some were with like just a floor mat, they'd still prioritize the stairs and the carpet. They've now got better and they are using the scratching posts mostly, but they still go for the carpet a little bit. And I remember you saying to the other gen about trying to get rid of the scent. But how would you recommend doing that when it's like an entire room's worth of carpet and stairs? Do one of those like, hoovery water things work, or is it enough, to get the scent out?
Great question. The Ideal 365, which you can get on Amazon, you can put that straight into your carpet vax machine, and obviously it'll be diluted with water as well. So yes, you can do it that way. You can put it in your steam mop, on hard floors if they're soiling, obviously not scratching. But you need to get rid of the scent first of all, and then put lots of the horizontal cat scratches around that area. Try and then reassociate the area that they're scratching using the puzzle feeders in that area. So you basically reassign
Cover the
that
area, I feel.
Yeah, so instead of going scratching, they'll think, oh no, I come here to get my food. But your 365 will be your best friend there.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody. If anyone's got any more questions for Amanda, as I said, she is over in the left-hand corner on stand 31, and she'll be really happy to chat to you more. Thank you so much
Great
for listening
questions.
to us.
Thank you,
and
everybody.
enjoy the rest of the Cat Show Live.
Where's that tea and cake?
I know, tea and cake now for us.
Thank you.